Alright, hello. I am Internet Celebrity Brad Pritchard coming to you with a VOD for the first time in a long time. I haven't had a lot of chances to stream lately, and this remake of Master of Magic is something that's pretty near and dear to my heart. Saw a couple other videos. It just came out yesterday. Saw a couple other videos from people who had never played the original. I've bought the original 4 separate times from its 1994 release, buying the 3.5-inch floppy version, later buying the CD-ROM version, I think downloading it from several abandonware sites, and eventually buying it from both GOG and Steam. Among the games I've played the most in my life, it's probably top 5. It's obviously not quite as high as Binding of Isaac, but it's up there with games like Dwarf Fortress that I've played a lot over the years. I haven't picked it up in about 2 years, but I mean, I've been playing since I was 14 years old. I've got a pretty strong memory of the game. I'm excited and trepidatious to play it. I will come in with the perspective of an experienced player, of course, but I don't feel the need to be entirely too critical. I saw the reviews on Steam are not going well thus far, and it seems mostly a lot of the experienced players don't like some of the changes, and so we'll see what they are. When I saw the videos on YouTube of it, the changes to me looked mostly pretty small. But we'll see, because there are some. Nobody in their videos got very far into it. I'm gonna try to go through pretty fast, but try to explain a little bit as well. Let's kick off a new game. We'll put it on normal. It says 150%. I don't know. Your wizard picks 11. Oh, so you can change the number of spell books you pick. That was not an option in the original. Starting gold, you can change that. Not see why I would. AI skill advanced. Well, be swayed from beginner to advanced to skilled to master. I'll leave it on advanced. That's fine. Number wizards 4. Yeah, that was always an option in the original. That's fine. Neutral armies advanced. I guess that's just their skill level. Lair defense. All right, everything's just one level above beginner. Magic intensity powerful. Kind of tempted to turn that back towards normal, but I'll leave it. Who cares? Special events, updated new events, so that's cool. Glad there's some new events at least. Battle movement cost, maximum cost is 2. That's like when you're going over mountains or hills or whatever on a battle map. There's always a cost that also maxes out there. World size small, that's probably not gonna get the job done. Let's go with medium to start out. Initial economy normal. Okay, that's gonna be fine. Add starting hero. No, I don't think that's necessary. The score multiplier you see went down 5% there. I don't really care about the score. But, I mean, this is a game that always had a score. That's what was always part of Master of Magic. As you see, I believe all of these wizards are the original ones from Master of Magic. I always felt that using the included wizards was a mistake, even though it did give some nice flair to the game. But, like, I never liked it. You can see here he's got 2 different kinds of books. He's got life magic books and nature magic books. So that means you get more variety of spells, but you can't get the strongest spells, and I never really liked playing that way. But you can see the little dots here representing their spell books. You can see that there's one for each of the dots, I think. Yeah. So Jafar's got all books of wizardry. There's art, by the way, absolutely gorgeous on the wizard select screen. You can see that Rajak here has all of the dark magic books, even though it seems like he's got 9 of them, so he's got 2 points in powers as well. I think no, this guy's got 10. That's Toron. He looks way cooler in this one. He always looked kind of boring in the original, actually. He's got Chaos Mastery. Yeah, not a bad thing to have. Life magic with Ariel. Take a look at all these guys. Laylock here with some death and nature. Kali with sorcery and death. Horus with life and sorcery. Freya with he's got some amazing abs and all nature magic. Sra, the only Mirren starting character. He's got life and chaos, yeah. Oberic, got some pretty sweet stuff here. Here's nature and fire. Shuri, death and chaos. And Lopan, I think that'll be the last one, yeah, with sorcery and chaos. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this. You can select your photo. Yep, still same stuff. I mean, wait, who's got a goat head? And these are just yeah. Who's got a fucking goat head, by the way? I'm going back real fast. Okay, so Raven has a goat head now. He didn't have a goat head in the original. All right, nice art though. I also would naturally enjoy having a goat head. So give me goat head. Where'd you go, buddy? There we go. I'll name myself Goathead. No, the music's gone away in this part for whatever reason. All right. So it looks like these are all the same as before. No new additions to this list, I don't think. What I'm gonna do, I highly value Warlord in the original, and I also think that Death, Chaos, and Sorcery are the best choices for early game because they actually have spells that can help you kill things. I'm gonna go all in on Sorcery. So 9 books of Sorcery, Warlord. All Warlord does is your units start up a level higher and can achieve a level higher. As you do combat, let's make sure it hasn't really changed here. Master of the Magic of War increases the level of all units apart from fantastic units, means summoned units, under the wizard's control by 1 level. In addition, the Warlord allows for the units to achieve an additional elite status, which is otherwise unattainable. Yep, so it has not changed at all. That's fine. This is a 4X game, but you're gonna be in combat just constantly. There's kind of no getting around it. All right, here. So I do generally find Phantom Warriors useful. Wandering Island, I don't usually like. Guardian Wind is probably better to protect you from, and all the spells appear to be the same as well. I saw that as well. Guardian Wind protects you from archers of ranged attacks, but not ranged magic attacks. Confusion's good. Phantom Warriors is useful. Psionic Blast is my combat spell. Counter Magic is something yeah. Okay, Dispel Magic True is a world spell, which I don't usually use, but it's fine. Resist Magic is handy as well. Those will be fine. So I get 8 common spells, no uncommons, no rares. Fair enough. All right, and Peoples. So one of the things I'm definitely wondering here is, has the balance of the units changed? In the original Master of Magic, and it was released in '94, there were some patches, which of course were difficult to apply back then when only some people had access to the internet. But one thing that never really got patched was the balance, and Highmen here, with their Paladin unit, was by far the best unit in the game. Now, you did have to get a really high level city with lots of buildings before you could construct Paladins, but once you had them, you would just crush everybody. So, race all the same here. You got Barbarians, who are a really strong starting group, but they can't build a lot of buildings. So they've got a fast growth rate. They can't build Animus Guild cathedrals or universities, which blocks off some other stuff as well as is Animus Guild. +1 resistance and thrown attack for melee units. Thrown attack is what makes them a little bit better in the early game. They cost a little more to make though for their base units. And they have a Berserker, which is a decent high damage unit. Not bad. Gnolls, growth rate is slow. Their starting units are also a little bit stronger, but they can't build an Animus Guild, Sages Guild, Armorers Guild, Maritime Guild, or Parthenon. There's a lot of buildings they can't build. All the Beastmen have this problem. +2 melee attack for units. Nice. And the Wolf Rider, which is a very fast unit, which is not a bad thing to have, good for scouting, and not bad in combat, but it wasn't very good. We'll see how it is now. Halflings. Let's see here. Growth rate regular. Building restrictions. They can't build several buildings. Armorers Guild stables. They can't ride horses because they're tiny little legs, of course. Shipyards hurts that prevents you getting a Merchants Guild. And I don't think the progression of buildings has changed any. We'll see. And so it makes it hard to make money. And it's nice to have a lot of money in this game. Or universities, all pretty bad. Melee attack down 1. +2 resistance and luck. I don't know what luck does in this game. Their extra cost for their base units, including settlers, which kind of hurts. But their racial slingers was an early game just destroyer in the original, and it might still be here. High elves, they've got a lot of stuff. It's like, and the units are all the same. Growth rate very slow, a little annoying. No Parthenon or Maritime Guild, that's fine. Those don't really bother you too much. +2 magic resistance, +10% chance to hit bonus. Which is nice. And Fortress skill, so you can move more quickly through force, which is nice. More costly units, no surprise there. You get +0.5 power for every population, which is awesome. And 2 in the base game, in the original game, really good race units. Longbowmen you can get very early in the game and can become comparable to Slingers. Very good ranged unit. Elven Lords, not as good as Paladins, but pretty fucking good. And Pegasus, which is a great scouting unit because it can fly, but in combat is more or less useless. At least this is all in the original game. I don't know how things are here. I already talked about the men. They have nothing special. They can't build fantastic stables. They have no units they can produce there. They can build all the buildings more or less, and they get Paladins. Can't tell. There's also some, you can see production per farmer, production per worker, and production per rebel. So those are different across the groups. to some extent. They look, well, are they actually? Yeah, so you see, I haven't gotten to the Klaxons are next. They have extra production, same as in the original game. They can't build many buildings. No stages, guilds, shipyards, temples, anything that comes after that. +1 magic resistance, +2 armor for units, which is pretty cool. But land units are more expensive. Unrest in their own Klaxon cities are reduced, which is fine. Racial unit Stag Beetle, which in the original game kind of stunk. It is not a good unit. Having a lot of Klaxon cities, you're not going to have any cool units unless the Stag Beetle is actually good now. But they do have that higher production, which you can turn into money, which is nice. So the farmers and halfling farmers have greater production, which has always been the case. And you see the magic production, which is 0 for most races, is something for elves, farmers, workers, and rebels. Cool. Lizardmen, another beastman group that can't build any goddamn buildings. Fast growth rate, can't build anything. They can't even build a goddamn sawmill. Playing as them is so frustrating. But what they do have is +1 armor, +1 health for basic units, and water walking. So water walking is a pretty strong early game advantage. Building boats stinks. Javelineers are an okay unit. Dragon Turtle, kind of like our buddy the Stag Beetle. It's one big unit and kind of stinks. It does have Fire Breath, which is nice. So at least take down some weaker units. But in my experience in the past, they were not very good. Nomads, another human group. Can't build quite as many buildings as the High Men, but no Wizards Guild means no Magicians, which is a bit of a bummer. No Maritime Guild, so you can't get the nicest warship. A little slow growth. Trade bonus, so you get a lot of gold. Rangers are very good. They had pathfinding in the original. It made it so it was half movement per square for all units that were in the stack with them. Horse bowmen, who were pretty mediocre, and griffins, who were a good scouting unit, but not really that great in combat. They don't have any great combat units. Did in the original, at least. Maybe griffins are overachievers now. Kind of doubt it. And let's see. The last ones are the orcs. The orcs were never anything special in the original. They're kind of like humans. They had a lot of stuff they could build. So they can build all available buildings, which is they're the only ones who can do that. But they only have one special unit, the Wyvern Rider, and in my experience, it stinks. It's another good scouting unit that's not particularly good in combat. So I want to find out if the Paladins are still good. Let's find out. We'll pick the High Men. 5 colors of banners, same as in the original. I'll always like to choose gold myself, so I'll stick with that one. All right. One thing I noticed from watching those other videos of people playing is that independent settlements were far more common in this version than compared to the original, which made it hard to find some place to settle, which is kind of rough. So I always like to have a nice quiet early game to get a few settlements down. It seems like that may not be possible around in the new one. One other thing I didn't mention, holy God, the load times in this game are absolutely terrible. Getting to the first screen was a 10-minute ordeal. There's something wrong there. Hopefully I'll be patched out at some point. I'm going to I'll leave on the tutorial. I'm going to try to fly through it here a little bit. But let's take a look. So apparently a bug is talking to me, which is fine. I don't care. All right. Yep, can move with WASD. Yeah, sure can. I don't know what middle mouse button. No, I can. I don't understand moving. I can whatever. Who cares? Yes. Press F8 to report a bug. No. All right. So you can see the map here. It's now hexes. The original game was in squares. So moving diagonally was OP tech. It's just as well that's gone. It was normal in 1994, right? Not so much anymore. I'm not sure I've seen any 4X games that aren't on hexes in a very long time. So no loss there. You can see the special points here. You can see this looks like maybe a magic node. Is that a magic node? I don't know. Here's some Stonehenge type things over here. Probably some abandoned towers over here. Got some sort of resource right there. I'm not really sure what. I am landlocked, which screw you. Why did you put me? This city's probably not going to be very good. Wizard info, cities, armies, magic, diplomacy. Okay. Research spells, cast spells. Okay. So you start out with 30 mana, 120 gold, of course. Food is trending at 0, which is fine. No fame yet, of course. What else I got here? Unit or location. Yeah, I can do that. That's true. Right click to move. Okay, I don't really want to move anybody. Oops, I accidentally moved somebody. So units can move 2 now. It used to be that like base units like this looks like a set of swordsmen and settlers. Yeah, highmen, swordsmen, and some highmen settlers. Used to be that your standard troops, spearmen and swordsmen and the like, could only move 1 unit per, or yeah, one square per turn, not 1 hex per turn. Now they can move 2. That's nice. In the original, you're basically able to leave your home city undefended a lot of the time early game. I'm not sure if that's true anymore. I guess we're gonna find out the hard way. Each army will ask for orders every turn. Yeah, that's true. Yep, wait or guard. Normal commands there from the original. Alright, double click on city to manage. Yep, okay. So citizens, there's farmers, workers, and rebels. Looks about the same as in the original there. And the original, like, there was a little, you can see all your people in a little bar. I can't really change this right now. If I tried, my food would go to negative and my population would start sinking. Pretty normal stuff. I could make more food, which should hypothetically, I believe in the original that would make it so your population growth is faster, but of course your production will be lower. Can't really tell. I don't see anywhere where I can see our growth. It might be over here. This stuff's tiny. I can't read this shit. I'm playing on my usual 1080p TV from the sofa, so some of this is a little bit hard for me to read. I can't tell. Wait, unrest, global unrest, 20%. That has nothing to do with this, I'm sure. Income from taxes goes up 1 there if I produce extra food, so there's at least 1 effect. You can see the 20% there as well. So 5 production per turn, 9 magic per turn. All right, fair enough. Okay, show me. All right, double. I already did that, sir. Okay. I'm messing up the tutorial somehow. Queue complete. Yeah, there's no research available. Yeah, it doesn't. The tutorial doesn't let me do that. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm doing that. Okay. I mean, I can't. You can have your construction managed by a familiar. It's apparently that bug friend of mine. I do want to build some. Okay, that got me back into it. So here's things you can build right away. You can build a trireme. Yeah. Units and buildings are your choices, right? Trade goods, but no. In the original, there was a thing where you could just try to use your production to boost your population. Looks like that is perhaps not here. So let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to build a building. The cheapest one is the library. It looks like these prices for buildings are still the same as well. Other things you can do. Library just gives you research points. Costs 1 maintenance. It's good to have research points. Maybe that's not what I want. Maybe I want to go bigger. Could get a sawmill. Sawmill increases production of forest hexes by plus 25%, adds plus 10% to housing. Questionable. It didn't feel like there was a lot of. I only got 1 forest tile. It's not like I'm some sort of forest power. There's a hill and a forest. Those are what's mostly providing. If this is the same as the original, providing my production for the most part. But that's probably not good. Maybe marketplace. But making more money is also not a big deal right now. I think maybe I will build a library. Let's build a library. And you can queue multiple things, which is not something you could do. Oh, there's housing. I'm an idiot. I just can't, yeah. So there we go. Same thing. Just I can't see. Yeah. Housing increases your growth rate. Not doing that right at the beginning. So I could build a spearmen or swordsmen. Engineers build you roads. Highmen, settlers. Those roads are just like convenience items. It's not like they provide trade. Bowmen are not available. I would need the bowmen. I would need the sawmill to make the arrows. Apparently, cavalry need the stables. Trireme, you need the shipwrights guild. Can I not build the shipwrights guild right now? Oh, I'm not on water. So this city's gonna suck. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier when I was talking about buildings, if you can't build the Shipwrights Guild, you can't build the next highest level of boat thing. I can't remember what it's called. Of shipyard. I think it's actually just called a shipyard. And then it's like I can still make a Merchants Guild, but I can't because it requires a shipyard. So I'll never be able to build a Merchants Guild, which is bad. And that's what I get for them not starting me on the water. Anyway, I'm just gonna leave it at the library for now. Maybe sawmill next. I don't know. I'll come back to it. I'm not gonna queue up a bunch of things. That seems fine for the moment. I'll look at these guys real fast. So I've done those things. I don't know where the tutorial's gone, but that's fine. So there's some notifications here. Quest or queue complete. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I already added something to the queue. Right? Can I see it here? I can see it here. Yeah. Close. And now I have research available. Okay, research a spell. Tutorial is back. Spells are an essential part of your fight for art. Yeah, I think that's true. Yep. Do research. That's true. That's true. All right. Yeah. This looks pretty normal. A little more information. So I don't really want Nagas. Nagas is not a good spell. There are some summoning spells that you do inside battles and some that you do outside battles. And in the original, Nagas are outside battle summon. Phantom Warriors are an inside battle summon. So I'm not crazy about any of these cheap ones. Dispel Magic's probably somewhat useful. But I think I'm going to try to go all the way up to Blur. It's going to take a long time to research, but it's a good spell. Creates an array of illusionary effects around your army, making it seem blurry and confusing to the enemy. All friendlies become more difficult to hit. Each point of damage has a 10% chance to miss. I think that's a good one. Okay. I think that's probably all there is to do on my turn. Oh, there's okay. So I was looking for this. Surveyor mode, I assume, tells you how much population. I'm trying to mouse over and get a tooltip, but it doesn't seem to be working. I saw something pop up here, but it's gone now. It's not coming back. I can't really... Oh, so... Okay, so yeah, that looks like... Okay, same tool as in the original, which is great. And there's the other plane, which I can't see anything. There'll be some towers somewhere to cross over the other plane. The area outside the fire war looks nice. You think there's really mountains there? So it seems like it's telling me too much, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. In my turn, that was a long first turn. Sorry, I was trying to explain a bunch of things. All I have, okay, other useful information. I have found the intern button. That's right. Okay, such as I already found Surveyor too. It looks like your city's hex things can't overlap at all anymore. I think because I had to do 5 units. I think that was always 5 units in the original game too, though. Not much has changed so far, honestly. Yep, I do know how to switch between the planes. Okay. That seems like that's kind of it. That's it for tutorial, I think. We got our settlers and our swordsmen here. We'll take a look at what's going on. Don't see much. Oh, that has a nice food resource, a deer. But I can't see much. In the past, historically in this game, unsuitable for town site. There's an existing town. Oh, no! So there's another town somewhere around here that I can't see just yet. But that is unsuitable for colonization because there is something close to it. I'm just going to actually start running in a different direction because I need to find some place to drop these settlers. Let's check on the settler unit itself. In the original game, it had gold upkeep, so it has 2 gold upkeep, and 1, I don't know what. So it has more gold upkeep than the fighters. 2 gold upkeep is a pretty big deal. I'm making 0 gold per turn. If I can just make a city, all of a sudden be making 2 gold per turn will be nice. But that's disappointing. I was hoping that there would be some free space up here. There is not. Whoops, I didn't mean to move you there. I'm so sorry. Oh, fuck. Well, damn it. I wonder. Huh. Alright, well. Messed up there, but it's no big deal. Halfling Spearmen would like me to hire them for 60. No fucking way. That's not going to happen. 2 units. I mean, 2 units of Halfling Spearmen would probably be fairly effective, but that's too expensive for something that's not particular. Oh, God, I didn't mean to do that. The right-click moves thing is bedeviling me, not going to lie. But we're back together. It's fine. That's as far as we get anyway, since it's on the hill. Let's take a look at the Surveyor again. Is this inaccessible? Maximum population 13. So there's some space over here. 13 is not very good. 17 is the minimum size for a capital level city. And I need to be by the water also because I need a city on the water desperately. But at least there is some space over here. I mean, it says move army. I feel like we've moved as far as we can.
Okay, so we'll keep looking around this way. It doesn't appear that my keyboard's being a little bit whoa. It is. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. So, looks like we'll have to explore this way. And take a look here. This says iron ore, max population 12. These are not good settling sites, by the way, but keep looking. And there's a swamp, I'd imagine, which is not good. Yeah, this is not looking great for settling. This is max population 14. It's getting a little bit better. I'll keep walking this one and hope to find water. I'm definitely exploring it in a different way than I did the original Master of Magic. I'm more committed to, well, I guess I'm concerned based on what I've seen in other people's videos about availability of settleable space. My familiar here says, I come bearing gifts. I offer you a magic spirit. Free magic spirit. I think that was always part of the game. The familiars I don't think really were part of the original, so that's kind of nice. So magic spirits are not good combat units. They are decent scouting units. They can at least fly over water. What they do is when you find a magic node and win the fight at it, you can meld with the node and then you'll get magic power from it. And if someone else tries to steal it from you, another wizard, your magic spirit will try to protect it. But they're not very good fighters, so they're going to fail. I'll take it. Usually when you summon magic spirits, they cost you magic upkeep. And you can see there it does cost you 1 magic upkeep. Which is fine, though. I just want to use it to... mostly just to scout right now. Okay. Oh, that was a... I guess I thought that was a plains tile, but it is not a plains tile, so that's all the movement I get here. 15 getting better. 16 getting better. What is this tile, though? Oh, it's a swamp. Right, I'm an idiot. Okay. No, I'm not sure how to actually get off my units. There should be here's a magic spirit. Sometimes in the original, these sites would be empty of enemies, and they just give you some money or mana. So I'm probably gonna check that out. Oh, there's also something I failed to check out here. There should be a thing where you can adjust your magic power. Wizard info is not it, but there we go. You can see your money, mana, and fame. Great. Cities, yeah, I don't need to see that right now. Armies, I know what those are about. Magic. Yeah, see, here's where you can change your focus. Right now, you can see it's going equally to mana, research, and casting spells, or casting skill. Casting skill matters both in the world map and in combat. It determines how much mana you can spend in combat. Research, obvious, how quickly you research spells. I think I'm maybe gonna lower the research right now and maybe get more mana, because if you start getting in fights early, can you probably lock these? Yeah. Okay. Let's put that back real fast. We'll lock this and we'll put this down a little bit. Put it all into mana. Like, you don't have a lot of mana early. I got 42 mana. That's not gonna get me far. But I need more. If I get in fights, I'm gonna need my mana, because I don't have anybody who's good at fighting. So I'm gonna step this guy over here, see if this is any free stuff. Fallen temples are remnants of ancient places of worship. They were once defiled by some dark influences, thus fallen to disrepute and decay. Beware, this place may be guarded. Except it is guarded by ghouls. This guy can't beat ghouls, and so here's something that's new. Yeah, even with magic, I can't really beat this guy. I don't think so. I don't think I can summon Phantom Warriors, and they're kind of useful. And my familiar can't do that. He just rely on the magic spirit, which we just lose. Yep. Ghouls. So some more cool art here for the individual enemies. 4 melee attack. One thing that this does... Okay, so one thing that's different about this game compared to any other 4X I've seen, the number of figures in a unit really matters. So there's four figures in the unit. They have a 40% melee chance to hit for 4 damage. So all 4 of them get to make that attack, basically. They're actually, I believe, 4 different roles for each figure. Whatever. And their armor, 30% chance of avoiding damage 3 times, I guess. Up to 3 times. I'm not exactly sure how that works. Number of defense rolls, yeah. So, like, If something with 4 attacks, like the fourth attack, if the fourth attack hit, it just hits. You've already used up all your. Well, actually, I don't know. If like the first one missed, you shouldn't need to use your armor, should you? I really don't know. I'm not really sure how this worked in the original. I'm not sure how it works here. Okay, magic resistance very high. Magic resistance I think would be well, 6 is high. It's not very high, but I think this would probably be a problem for me. The other thing is, I don't really care about losing this this spirit. I can summon a new one if I want. It's kind of expensive to summon new ones, honestly. Here's the problem with guys. Create undead. And, well, so this is, yeah, a skill directly from the game. They can create undead. They can't create an undead from my magic spirit, though. Natural enchanted weapons. Yeah, okay. +1 hit chance. Okay. That's already reflected here, the enchanted weapon. Cold immunity, poison immunity. They got illusions immunity. So yeah, I can't beat these guys. Oh, because like all my magic is illusion magic. And that includes the attacks of the Phantom Warriors. So yeah, even with magic, I have no chance of winning this fight, so I'm not going to try. So, guaranteed defeat. Yeah, I tend to agree with you there. All right, let's not engage. So, in the past, I believe this game now shows you exactly who's in these places in the locations. In the original, it would tell you what kind of things there were. So it would say they're ghouls, but it wouldn't tell you how many units of ghouls. To me, that's only appeared that there was just 1 unit of ghoul. Ghouls. They're still ghouls. There's four figures in the unit. So anyway, I'd like to get at least into some combat or make. Is this? I can't tell what this is by mousing over. Maybe I can do this though. Tower of Nature Wizards. That's a magic node. I'm not going there. There's no way I'll be able to find my way through that. I will work my way over here. Whoops, wrong button. Can I see a little bit more down here? What is this? Forest. There's a dungeon there. Fair enough. All right. So I'm already a half hour into this video. I've been going very slowly. But this is normal Master of Magic stuff so far. Nothing too different that I've seen other than the hexes, honestly, and a little stuff around the combat there that I did not engage in. I'll cut this video soon, but I will make another one, I guess. I'm just getting into the game. May as well turn this into a little bit more. I don't know how I feel about it at all. What is, I guess it's another site. Let's see here. So this is population 18, but I still need to find out if it's near water. Fallen Temple. My settlers are not going to be useful in a fight, obviously. They don't. Whoops, I've clicked around on the map accidentally. Because I'm stupid. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you, and I'm going to try to see what you can do here. See what's available. Hello, Fallen Temple yet again, yeah. So yeah, see, it's showing exactly. It's showing ghouls, and who's this? A Night Stalker. Night Stalkers are invisible enemies who would fucking destroy me. They would just completely crush me. I want nothing to do with this fight, obviously. That is way too scary. So let's not engage. 6 units. Yeah, won't be getting that for a very long time. Anyway, I still have... Settlers can still move, so let's keep moving. Obviously, I'm leaving my settlers out in the open. And enemies do sometimes go out of ancient temples and dungeons and whatnot. At least in the original. And here's another thing, but I am still not seeing any water. No rivers, no oceans. I'm not too happy about that. This is a dungeon, yeah. Okay. I'm not founding another town until I can find some water. So let's, I don't need to move army anymore. It's already used all its movement. Oh, no, it hasn't. It's got more movement than that. So there's some water. If I think I still would need to be on this tile, not on this tile to take advantage of it. But this has 20. That's going to be fine. Rivers are better. They provide a bunch of food. This has a plus 12% production bonus, which is fine. Maximum population 20 is great. You love to see it. I will start my second town on this turn, then I'll cut this video. So I've been devoting all my time to Dwarf Fortress since it came out, but I did want to give this a try because obviously is also a Fallen Temple. A bunch of unicorns who can teleport and guardian spirits, which is a better version of magic spirit. Let's not engage. This guy's just scouting though, so get it. what's over here? A mithril ore site. So that gives you magic weapons. Oh, but there must be a town somewhere over there. No, it's still 4 tiles away. What's about this? Oh, but there's something somewhere. Yeah. Okay, so that's done for you. You are just gonna go over here. I can still move one more if I really want to. But let's take a quick look around here. See what this is. 1821, and that's still on. Is that on the ocean though? It doesn't look to be on the ocean. So that's gonna be something I have to learn from. Honestly, I can't tell if I could build a shipyard here. I don't think I can. To me, it looks like it's not on the ocean. So I'd love to have that extra pop. Oh, there's also this one, but I can't really tell what's over there. I'm happy having 2 forests and a hill. This will be decent production. Not too many ocean isles. Let's just go ahead and build it. Where's that option here? Wait. Special actions. Build outpost. Okay, so I can see a little bit around. It's a lot of ocean, honestly. Having that many ocean tiles is not ideal, but I need to be able to build a shipyard. So it's an outpost. Whoops. I did not mean to. What is this? What have I done? Are there men here? Did they form into a group of swordsmen and a settler? And the... Okay. So that means I guess you automatically have defense when you found your outpost, which was not traditionally the case. In the past, you had to either send someone from one of your other cities or just hope for the best when you founded a new outpost. So a little change there. Not huge, but kind of cool. Having a second city is nice. As you can see, I am now making 1 money a turn, so I saved a bit of money there. Let's have these guys take a little walk over here, see if there's anything I can possibly beat. These are no mere ruins. This is an old dungeon. Who knows what dark secrets it may hide beneath, but beware that Nope! Giant spiders, not the toughest enemy in the world. War bears, not the toughest enemy, but there's 5 of them. I can't do anything about this. Gotta go. Oh, so you can actually allow your familiar to use mana to increase their chance of victory, but you know, there's no chance with mana, so I guess without it, it's probably not going to be that great either. Doing a pretty poor job of... You don't have any more movement left, do you? Yeah, of course you don't. So, yeah, I will stop it there. I've found it a second time, Cantaland. They have changed things. Used to be the High Men, all of their cities were named after, like, English cities, which was just the absolute worst. So, good improvement there. You know, Birmhaven doesn't sound that dissimilar from Birmingham, I suppose. Yeah, let me know if you enjoyed the video, if anybody actually watches it, which, who knows. I will make a second video. If nobody gives a damn about this video, I'm not sure I'll post it, but it will be there and available. So anyway, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Overall impressions so far, there is not a lot to it that's not like the original. The thing I've hated the most has been the absurdly long time to start up the game. Just bizarre. Got to imagine that can be fixed in a patch at some point, though. There's no reason why it should be that way. Things I like: change the hexes, good move. I mean, I think an obvious move, but a good move. The graphics, especially things like portraits of units and whatnot. The art's really nice. Looks good. They haven't really messed with the UI that much. Obviously, it's a lot cleaner and more spaced out just because of, you know, the nature of increased desktop resolutions. But the UI looks nice. They really want me to report bugs, which is a little aggressive, but not a big deal. It's right there and it keeps popping out. They know they've released this game with a lot of bugs. Haven't met any other magicians yet. There's still a lot I haven't seen. But it's been a very normal first few turns of Master of Magic. I definitely placed that city a little more hastily than I generally would have. 1, because I just wanted to do that as part of the video. 2, just because of what I have seen with all the neutral cities that are clogging up the map potentially. I should have just put it there. It doesn't matter if I win this game. I'm not like in this to win it. So I really would like to find out if I could put a shipyard there. I don't know. If all it takes is having it, like in the original, you had to be directly adjacent to the ocean or river to build those facilities. Actually, the ocean really for the shipyard, I believe. So I don't know, it definitely the hexes really changes the way city layouts work, because you can really cheese it with a
a square layout, because you just put it right on the corner there, and you get the benefits of the ocean without too much useless ocean tile. I don't know how useless these ocean tiles are yet, but they're probably pretty useless. They were certainly useless in the original. The elephant in the room, though, on this bad boy is the price. $40 is kind of a lot of money if it is just a clone of Master of Magic with nicer graphics. I'm not really having any issues with the gameplay, because to me, obviously, there's been a few different things like the familiars and auto battles that weren't there in the original. But so far, what I'm seeing is the original game, which is great. I love the original game, and I'm okay with spending $40 on a nicer skinned version of it with some small quality of life improvements thus far. But the original is still out there on GOG and Steam, and it plays fine on modern machines. It's like, the normal DOSBox wrapped application, and it still looks nice. It's a nice pixel graphics game. This obviously looks nicer, especially the wizard portraits and the unit portraits and stuff like that. I know nothing about game balance still, though, so we'll see how that goes. But first impressions, I don't know, man. I like it. I don't regret it yet, but I still have a long way to go to figure out if there's any real substantive changes just from game balance or combat or whatever. The combat, I've seen a little bit of combat, and it's obviously fairly similar except for hexes instead of squares. So we'll see what the full game looks like. If there is any interest, I'll at least try to work through one game and give you a nice wrap-up video of more full impressions if you want me to. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye.